We spoke about deals dying a painful death up in the enterprise space. Well, that does have a trickle-down effect, right? So today, what I want to look at is I want to talk to you about the mid-market and SMB space. What does that trickle-down effect look like? Because there's a myth here, right? That enterprise deals are dying, but because mid-market and SMB are slightly more transactional, or SMB is definitely more transactional, they're fine. We're just doing transactional deals. No worries. It's not as simple as that. Whilst it might seem like there's more joy in particularly the SMB space, it would be false to claim that it's as straightforward as that. All right. There's still economic pressures here, but they manifest different types of pain. Yeah, it's a problem for the giants, but it's also a problem for mid-market, and it's a problem for SMB. But there's slightly different types of problems. And so what you SDRs and what UAs need to do is the following. You need to become a diagnostician, not just a salesperson. Easy for me to say, a diagnostician. I think that's the right word for it. So mid-market, the problem. Think of mid-market as a space that's in purgatory. Too big for simple solutions, for SMB solutions, and too small for the enterprise implementations, the enterprise deals, right? In mid-market, what your prospects have typically done is probably accumulated like a Frankenstack, a bunch of tools that aren't properly implemented, and you're then now going to speak to them about bringing on another tool. So how do you do that? Because your tool isn't a silver bullet to them, right? Your tool is basically just another problem to add to their stack, their ever-growing stack that's longer than their arm now. So what do you need to do? You need to, because their pain point is, it's not inefficiency, right? It's tech fatigue. It's too much tech they've got. How do you combat that? Well, SDRs, it starts with you. Your pitch needs to include integration. Stop asking about workflow. Ask a question like this. What's the one tool you wish you could rip out and replace right now? You've got to position yourself as the expert they need to solve their problem. All right. Now, AEs, your demos have to be different. They have to be a workflow solution because it's got to fit in with what they've already got. They're not going to rip everything out because you've come along. Yeah, you need to show them a workflow solution and how your tool integrates with them. Forget showing them the features of your tool. They've got tons of features. They don't need that. You need to solve a problem for them, and you need to also show them that you can integrate with their CRM or ATS or existing tool stack, whatever it may be. Your job isn't to be a product expert or like a feature shower specialist. It's to be an integration expert. Yeah, sell an easy button to their already growing chaotic problem. So that's mid-market. And look, you mid-market AEs and SDRs, if you've got any more questions, you want to take a deeper dive into that, drop a line in the comments. I'll respond to each one. I'm more than happy to have the discussion and the conversation around it. Let's do it. Now, SMB space, what is the problem you're facing there? Well, SMB, you're typically speaking directly to the DM every time. The founder, the owner, the chief decision maker, and they're typically going to be wearing multiple hats. So every penny for them is a painful decision, and the bureaucracy is simply the owner's just lack of time. Okay, the owner, the founder, whatever, the lack of time. They've got so many things going on. You need to make their life easier, not more complicated. So in a way, your biggest competitor isn't just another SaaS company offering a similar solution to you. It's also the prospect and the inaction that they're probably going to go down the road of if you don't do your job properly. It's well, I've managed so far, I'll just do it myself, or I'll just do this manually for now because that's how I have been doing it. To them, your product is a luxury. And what you need to do is show them that it is an essential, not a nice to have. So SDRs, your prospecting has to be deeply personal and social. Get on LinkedIn. Find the founders, find the decision makers, and send them nuggets of value. Give away value. It builds trust quicker, and it gives you more credibility. Give them tips. Give them valuable tips. Maybe you've done something similar for a competitor. Hey, I've got a framework here that X, Y, and Z competitor use. I know you're aware of that company. Happy to share it with you if you think it might be useful. I've got a blueprint here because they're dealing with X, Y, and Z problem. Again, I'm happy to share that with you, right? Give them some value, build some credibility instantly. So when you call them as well, it's a bit of a warmer call. It's a win-win. Now, AEs, your demo, focus on one problem and show them the solution in real time. Your job is to find a pain point in your discovery, find something at the very minimum, find something to hang your hat on. And then, as one of my former managers used to say, and he was bang on the money for this, just keep beating them over the head with it. Yeah, find problem. You told me at the start of this call that you're struggling with X. I'm showing you right now how you can deal with X. What this will lead to is, as you said to me earlier, if you can solve X, then that gives you more time for A, B, C. Can you see how this changes the game for you? Can you see how we are solving this problem for you right now? And if they don't see it, go over it again. Look, I may have lost you somewhere. Based on what you told me earlier in this call, you're going to love this specific bit because it is going to solve exactly that for you. Let me walk you through it. Get the spreadsheets, guys. Show them a real result immediately. And then as soon as you get a yes, push them towards a close. That's your job in the SMB space. Yeah, you've got to progress those deals quickly. Now, guys, I'm going to read some stats out to you, and they are savage. Over 260,000 tech workers were laid off in 2023. Layoffs continued into 2024. As you know, they've also continued into 2025. This isn't just random. Guys, it's a strategic market correction. SDRs, yes, got hit the hardest. We know that we've covered it today, haven't we? 36% of B2B companies cut their SDR teams. But the AEs were also hit. 25% of businesses have cut the number of AEs they've got. Only half of AEs hit their quota in 2023 compared to 2 in 3 in 2022. Fast forward to today, we're tracking for 1 in 5. 20% of AEs are going to hit their quota in 2025 across the SaaS space. You are working harder for less. Lower win rates, longer sales cycles. Win rates have declined to all-time lows, guys. Sales cycles are getting longer. The reason is simple. Buyers are more skeptical. They're more risk averse. The modern buyer, basically, regardless of company size, they've got more skeptical, they're more risk averse, but they've also got the CEO or CFO rather with that business mandate of let's not spend money, let's consolidate, or let's even better, let's streamline. Yeah, because the market is tough, the economy is tough. They're not going to be out there wanting to spend. They're more empowered than ever. They've got access to more information than ever. So your job is not to sell a product, guys. I'm going to say that again. Your job is not to sell a product. Your job is to diagnose a specific pain in each segment, enterprise, mid-market, SMB, and offer an empathetic, tailored, where you can, solution. If you're still selling the old way, and by the old way, I mean even just a couple of years ago, then you're in trouble. That's not going to cut the mustard today. You need to stop doing that and start becoming a problem solver.